Ladies and gentlemen, please let's give a rousing round of applause for the new Mr. and Mrs. Max Heather.
Like a fool, I went and stayed too long. Now I'm back and wanna never love it strong.
Here they are.
Ooh, babe, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered. Then that time I went and said goodbye. Well, I'm back and I done seen the cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. See, here I am, baby. I'm signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. You got my
Let's have a big, big round of applause. Max and for Caryn, the new Mr. and Mrs. Heather. Gentlemen, everyone hold hands. It is time for a hurrah. We're going to have the bridal party in the center. Everybody else hold hands and circle to the right. Hold hands and circle to the left. Everybody sing along. Here we go. Hava, Nagila, Hava, Nagila, Hava, Nagila, Venus, Hava, Nagila, Hava, Nagila, Hava, Nagila, Venus, Hava, Hava, Niranana, Hava, Niranana, Hava, Niranana, Venus, Hava, Hava, Niranana, Hava, Niranana, Hava, Niranana, Venus, Hava. Oh, very nice, ladies and gentlemen. If you would kindly take your seats at this time, and we are going to invite the bride and the groom to make their way over to cut the cake. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could kindly have your attention right up here to the center of the dance floor. I would like to invite the person who's been honored by being asked to do hamotzi this evening to come up and bless us. So, ladies and gentlemen, Rabbi Wright.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei bria gafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. It's a giant one. Oh, God.
You're starting with the censor already. Well, last night at rehearsal dinner, I got many complaints from the family and friends that I wasn't the usual Howard Emmer that everyone expected. So I was going to bring a little of the taste of Howard. But first of all, it's been over a year that we've been planning this whole celebration. And bottom line is, the biggest question everyone's asked me, and I think Eileen, is how the in-laws? How are the in-laws? Well, let me just tell you, Marlene's fantastic. Gary, Caryn loves her father, but Marlene is fantastic. Well, I was told no off color, but bottom line is this whole party, this whole venue, this whole weekend of celebration of life and love and Max and Caryn's celebrations was put together almost a year, and basically all the food, the flowers, everything was done all by me. There was nothing else. Like I said, you would think Max and Gary would have anything, but they were like deer in headlights. They couldn't do a thing. But seriously, my wife Eileen, Caryn and Marlene were a threesome that basically was like a running machine, a well-oiled machine, and they basically brought this all together. Their vision became reality, so I want to make sure everyone knows that it's from everything else like that. Now that being said, Eileen and I took private dance lessons before the party. We took Sunday private yoga classes. And we actually got involved with the tantric sex for beginners. That was taught us by the Ort Jewish Federation at the YMCA. But seriously, getting back to our son Max. Our son Max has been a gift since he's taken his first breath. And the gift that he brought to us, and we've told him many times it's very important, and it's nice to get gifts, but the joy of giving a gift and is much more stronger. So as Max brought Caryn into his life and basically made himself happy, and hopefully, and I'm sure makes Caryn happy, the gift that you brought us to bring a daughter that we never had is the biggest gift we can ever do. So we officially welcome Caryn with her big heart, her big laugh, her big personality to the Emmer family. And there's enough Emmer wives here that tell you in a short period of time, you'll need therapy. That's all. One last statement. I don't know if Eileen wants to say anything. We're doing fine. One last statement that comes from our Sunday yoga class. There's a quote that I actually love that actually fits tonight's purposes for Max and Caryn and everyone in this room. If they listen, it basically goes, do what makes you happy, be with who makes you smile, laugh as much as you breathe, and love as long as you live. Max and Caryn, we love you both very much, very proud, very happy, and I just want to say we love you both, and l'chaim, okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, one more big, big round of applause for the parents of the groom, Howard and Eileen Emmer.
Howard, Eileen, where I don't see you, I think you're there somewhere. Excuse me, I got to make some changes now. I have to make some changes, Howard, on my speech because of that one there. And
You want me to hold this?
No, here, hold that. Hi, everyone. I want to thank everyone for coming tonight to celebrate with Caryn and Max. If you already haven't figured it out, I'm Gary, and this beautiful woman next to me is my wife, Marlene, Caryn's parents. I want to thank the wedding committee of Caryn, Marlene, Eileen, and Howard, who under the superior leadership and direction of Max, made this all come together. Haven't they done a wonderful job, people? Yes, right? All right, Max, this is to you. Max, I want you to know that you are going to have a hard shoes to fill. Because if you already haven't figured it out, Caryn, or Princess, as her mother calls her, is the love of Marlene's life. All you have to do is listen to the ringtone, you know. In fact, Marlene was so excited when Caryn was born, the first words out of her mouth when it was told she was a girl was, "No shit. I have a daughter." And if you already haven't realized, Caryn just happens to be my favorite daughter. Like I said, big shoes. Max, as you already know, Caryn has an infectious smile which will warm the coldest day, a caring for everyone around her that brings comfort to those in need, and a glow about her that lights up the world. But the one thing I admire most is the twinkle in her eye that can brighten up your day, and I thought that twinkle was only for me. Then one day, she tells me about a boy she met by swiping right. Swiping right? And after the date, she thought she'd met her match because you were exhausting to talk to and be with, just like her, and she liked it. But as her father, I noticed there was a little twinkle in her eye when your name was mentioned and the fun you have together. It wasn't as bright as mine, because I am her father, of course, but it was there, and I wasn't happy. I always thought that her twinkle would be for me, her dad. The more time you guys spent together, the brighter her twinkle became for you, and the less for me. For a long time, we were 50-50, and then you upped your game and asked her to marry you. Wham, there goes Max, there goes Dad. He moved up? Oh, wow. So, Max, getting to know you over the last 3 years, I realized that, like Caryn, you are caring, kind, willing to give yourself to others, and most important, you love our daughter. The only thing that would make you perfect would be if you were a fireman. So that brings us to today. When you said, "I do," the room became aglow with both of your smiles. Marlene and I couldn't have asked for a greater person for our daughter to marry. Just promise me that you will keep the brightness of her twinkle glowing to brighter than all the stars in the sky. We love you both. Mazel tov.
Yeah, you got it. Very nice.
By the way, excuse me, everyone, if you will raise a glass to the new Max and Caryn Emmer.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for Caryn's parents, Marlene and Gary Zeitlin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to hear from Caryn's brothers, Alan and Brian Zeitlin. Right into the mic, don't be afraid.
Right in the mic. All right, get close.
Oh, we gotta send over.
Oh, where are we?
Yeah.
Where's the? All right.
We just talked to Caryn and Max.
All right. You ready?
Congratulations, Caryn and Max.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Our sister asked us to prepare a speech.
And for those of you who don't know my sister, she's very meticulous, very organized.
The speech was under specific guidelines. It had to be no more than 15 minutes, and it had to be typed.
All right, Brian, hand me the speech.
No, I thought you were typing. I was reading.
I thought I was reading and you were typing.
What?
No, we're kidding.
No, I can just type.
All right, we got it.
So one of my earliest memories of Caryn was soon after she was born, and I was so proud to bring her to kindergarten class as my show and tell. It's been amazing watching you grow from my kid sister to this intelligent, strong, and accomplished woman. Everyone in life faces some sort of adversity, but Caryn, I've always been amazed at how driven you are despite obstacles our family has faced. Your compassion is a driving force into who you are and why you went into nonprofit. It gives you an opportunity to give back to others facing their own life challenges.
So I remember when Mom called and told me I had started dating this guy. She told me how the two of you would have such a vigorous and stimulating conversation. I said, Caryn found a guy that could keep up with her? I was excited to meet this Max fella in person. But the thing that impressed me the most wasn't that the two of them could go head-to-head in conversation. It was to see how much that Max adores, admires, and loves my sister. So, Caryn, also, I remember, sitting in class in 3rd grade. My principal came in and he said, I hear your mom just had a baby. Do you want a brother or a sister? And I looked him dead in the eyes and I said, a brother. But he said, congratulations, you have a sister. So Max, today I want to thank you for becoming that brother that my 3rd grade self had asked for. Yeah.
Hey, Max, welcome to our
the family.
Let's have a toast to our beautiful sister and our new big brother.
Three men invite the wife. Very good. Thank you. Nice speech. Thank you.
Whoa.
We're good.
Oh, no, that'd be great, yeah. Hey, Caryn, toast.
Cheers. L'chaim.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
One more big round of applause for Caryn's brothers, Alan and Brian Zeitlin. And now we will hear from the best man, Peter Gaffari. And the other best man as well.
If I could just modify that briefly, it's going to be the best men, Clifford Hyman and myself. Clifford will be leading off.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you all. For those who don't know me, my name is Cliff Hyman. I'm a longtime friend of Max's. And I spent a lot of time growing up with Max, Howard, and Eileen, and I got to know the extended Emmer family as well. I've watched Uncle Alan chuck golf clubs into the woods after errant tee shots. I've seen Uncle Dale destroy some leftover Ruth Chris steak. But I really want to focus on my friendship with Max, which, if I'm not mistaken, started in 8th grade. And my friendship with Max, and really the start of my friendship with Max, centered on this item right here, which is a combination lock. Max knows where this is going. Max had just transferred to Cranbrook from the mean streets of Birmingham Public Schools. Max had just transferred to Cranbrook, and his locker happened to be next to mine. I didn't know Max, but one day at the start of the year, I couldn't get my lock open. I looked at Max and I said, hey, would you mind helping me open this lock? He looked at me like I was an absolute moron, but he opened the lock successfully and just walked away. So honestly, our friendship got off to a very rocky start. And to be honest with you, it got even rockier. I invited Max to a sleepover at my house later that year, first time he had come over to my house. And we were sleeping in the basement on the floor. It's about 2 a.m., and my brother comes down, duct tapes us, takes us outside in our underwear, ties us to a pole in the backyard, middle of the winter. I swear to God this happened. Howard and Eileen, I don't know if you know this, but this occurred. My brother is here tonight, so clearly that abduction was not that detrimental, because we've all been friends with Max for a long time. But it's these events like this abduction, and related events that I've been thinking about as this wedding has been approaching. And honestly, my mind kept returning to this item right here, this combination lock in our fateful encounter at that locker. I ultimately thought to myself, all right, what function does a lock serve? A lock provides protection and comfort. It makes sure no one takes your book bag or pencils. It's a lot easier to navigate the 8th grade halls if you know your stuff isn't going to be stolen. And in many ways, I think a relationship serves a similar function, or at least that's one of its important functions. Relationships, loving spouses, they provide support, protection, comfort. A loving spouse essentially guards the locker of life. And as I've got to know Caryn, it's clear that she is caring, supportive, thoughtful. She's clearly going to look after the contents of Max's locker, and I'm sure he's going to do the same, assuming there's no Lions game that might interfere. But with that in mind, I want to give you, the two of you, this lock as a reminder. It's a reminder that you should always look after each other's lockers, and it's a reminder that you can now more easily navigate the 8th grade halls of life now that you've found each other. To Max and his beautiful bride, Caryn, cheers.
Surprise.
Thank you very much. It's very nice.
Well, Clifford, thanks for setting a super low bar and a non-meaningful bar. I might as well tear up half my speech after that. No, stay over here. It's okay. So I'll just go off my script at this point because Clifford brought down the house. I'm Peter Gaffari. I've been one of Max's friends for many, many years, since probably 2001, I would admit. 2001, 2000. Second to that, I'd like to thank Howard, Eileen, Gary, and Marlene for hosting such a beautiful night for all of us. It's a real privilege for the group of us to see these two people who we all care about so much do such an important thing together and in such a special place for such a life-altering occasion. So many of you know Max. Not all of you know his nicknames. Snout, Buffalo, etc. Some of the old timers get those. And Daddy, of course. Daddy's one of the fondest. No. Guys, not tonight, please. So Max and I met in the 7th grade at an all-boys middle school. It was a super awkward age for all of us. We clicked early on and somehow ended up being really good friends. Through that, we were friends in high school and coincidentally ended up, amongst all odds, going to Boston University together. Thank you. From there, we really established a really awkward friendship. Max is a short Jewish guy, I'm a tall Arab guy, and we're both really loud. So just imagine like every single joke you could make from that group happened. And it did, of course. Max and I established a deep friendship over the years, and I'm very grateful for that. So, Caryn, as you know, I'm basically one of 3 people who have lived with Max for longer than you have. I know the idiosyncrasies of your spouse better than almost anyone. And without going into intimate details, I applaud you for what you are living with. I know what you have signed up for. I'm by your side, and I'm here for you, and you can come to me. Max is really an amazing person. I'm really happy that he has found his ideal partner in you, Caryn. He's a great and loyal friend. He's sincere. He's a funny and caring guy. I know he will make a great husband and partner to you over the years. He's been a very supporting friend and left a deep, lasting impression on a lot of us. I'm almost done, I promise. I committed to 3 minutes. So when I first met Caryn and I saw them interact, I knew there was no question they were meant to be. That was a while ago at this point. And we've all witnessed them mature, do amazing things together, and establish an even deeper connection. To see my good friend Max so happy has been a real privilege, and I'm really happy for that. Thank you. I'm truly privileged to be able to share these thoughts and want you to both know how happy I am to celebrate this with you. I wish you a life of health, happiness, and prosperity, knowing that if you live and work as true partners, there's nothing that you guys can't accomplish together. Thank you.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more big, big round of applause for the best men, Peter Gaffari and Cliff Hyman. And now I'd like to invite the bride and groom to come up and say a few words to all of you. So if we could have a big round of applause for the new Mr. and Mrs. Emmer.
I didn't know I was going. I'll riff. Good evening. Could we please start with a round of applause for my beautiful new wife, as weird as that sounds to say? I mean, who knew they would let this happen tonight? Anyways, I want to first off thank both of our parents, Mom, Dad, Gary, Marlene, for all you've done for us, both tonight and in general. This night wouldn't be what it is for both of us without you. So first off, cheers to you for everything. Second off, I'd like to thank those who've come from far and wide here tonight, from Portland to California, Florida, Chicago, New York, Boston, Vegas, forgetting a few places, but if you've traveled in Florida, all of you, thank you so much for being here. It truly wouldn't be the same without you. So thank you very much, and cheers to you. And the last thing I want to say, and for those of you who don't know me, I don't like the mic, I don't like the spotlight, I don't really like speaking. But I just want to relay something. Caryn and I recently were at a wedding. I won't say whose, because a bunch of people here were at their weddings, and we don't want anyone to be offended that it wasn't theirs. But we were at a wedding, and we were having such a great time, so joyous, so celebratory, just in the moment, and we couldn't help rehashing how much fun we had and what a memorable night it was in our short relationship. And I know for us it will be that night. I know for our parents and families it'll be that night. But in life I've learned there are some good nights, there are some bad nights, and there's a lot of in between. And I hope here with your friends, family, and everyone else, I really hope make this one of those good nights, and we're doing our best to make it so for you. And eat, drink, have fun, and thank you so much for being here with us and celebrating. Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, dancing their first dance together as husband and wife, the new Mr. and Mrs. Max and Caryn Emmer.
I found love for me. Darling, just dive right in and follow my lead. I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. We were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes, your whole in mine. Hey, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening into our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, you're perfect, darling, you look perfect tonight. I found a woman stronger than anyone I know. She shared my dreams. I hope that someday I'll share her home. I found a love to carry more than just my secrets, to carry love, carry children of our own. We were just kids when we fell in love, fighting against all odds. I know we'll be alright this time. I'll be your man, and in my future in your eyes, hey, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, you're perfect, darling, you look perfect tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big, big round of applause. Our bride and groom, their first dance together as husband and wife. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Daddy, I came here today 'cause I think I might have found the one. Yeah, head over heels in love. I bet you're thinking I know what you're thinking of. Yeah, you're wondering how I know he's it. Well, my whole life I had a dad to show me what a real man is. He loves me, he loves me just like you do. He treats me like a queen, just like you do. He's my shoulder to cry on, oh, and he's my best friend. Oh, Daddy, he loves me just like you. Respect Mama, and he respects me. You always keep your word, you're always honest, and so is he. Just like you, Dad, he's forgiving and knows my worth, knows me for who I am. He's everything you believe I deserve. Daddy loves me just like you do. He treats me like a queen, just like you do. He's my shoulder to cry on, he's my best friend. Oh, Daddy, he loves me just like you. Come on now, Daddy, can't you see? Through all of your actions, he taught me everything a husband should be. Mm-hmm. 'Cause Daddy, he loves me just like you do. He treats me like a queen, just like you do, just like you do. He's my shoulder to cry on, oh, he's my best friend. Oh, Daddy, he loves me just like you, oh, like you do. Oh, Daddy, he loves me just like you do. Just like you, Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful bride and her parents. So nice. All right, and now we'd like to bring out our groom and his beautiful mom. A perfect song for Max and his mom.
beside me, my only son. And listen closely to what I say. And if you do this someday, some sunny day, and be a simple kind of man, then won't you do this for me, son, if you can.
Ladies and gentlemen, the groom and his mom. Now, folks.
Some kind of wonderful, talking about a sweet thing. Some kind of wonderful, oh, yes, he is. Quick breakdown one time. All right, folks, I want everyone to face the bandstand. Yeah. We are the Jerry Ross Band tonight. And we are from the Motor City, baby. When we walked in the room tonight, they asked us, they said, are you ready? But my question to you tonight, are you ready? Now I want you to put both hands high in the air, just like that. Ooh, baby. And at the same time, shake them. Let's go to church. Can I get a witness? I need one more. A witness. Will you be my witness? A witness. Everybody ought to be a witness. A witness. Oh, she's, come on. Some kind of wonderful. Talking about my baby. Some kind of wonderful. Talking about my sweet thing. Some kind of wonderful. Talking about my baby. Some kind of wonderful. Talking about my baby. My baby. My baby. My baby. My baby. Some kind of wonderful. Baby. She's on it. Some kind of wonderful. This ain't your granddaddy's band tonight, baby. And we are some kind of wonderful. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey. Yeah. We're about to turn it up a notch for you guys. Hey, make my funk P-funk. I want to get funked up. Hey, I want the bomb. I want the P-funk. This hit that ice cold must sound fight for that white gold. This one for them good girls, them hood girls, straight masterpieces. Stylin', wildin', living it up in the city. I got Chuck's up with my Saint Laurent. I gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too hot, hot damn. Yeah, call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot, hot damn. Hey, make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot, hot damn. Hey, say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot, hot damn. Hey, and my band bout that money, bring it down. Girls hit you hallelujah. Girls hit you hallelujah. Girls hit you hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to you. Give it to 'em. Uptown Funk gon' give it to you. Hey, give it to 'em. Uptown Funk gon' give it to you. Yeah, give it to 'em. Saturday night week, yo, don't believe it, so watch. She was doing a book. Hey, ain't nothing wrong. Don't believe it, so watch. She was doing a book. Sexy, sexy. Ain't nothing wrong. Don't believe it, so watch. 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 Hey, 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 yeah. Are you guys having a good time with the Jerry Ross Band? I said, are you guys having a good time with the Jerry Ross Band? Yo, say Uptown Funk you up. I said Uptown Funk you up. You say Uptown Funk you up. I said Uptown Funk you up. Come on, say Uptown Funk you up. I said Uptown Funk you up. You say Uptown Funk you up. Hey, ladies, come on, dance, jump on it. If you If you're freaky, then own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sexy, so watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Hey, 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 hey. Uptown funk you up, uptown funk you up. Hey, uptown funk you up, uptown funk you up. You say uptown funk you up, uptown funk you up. Come on, say uptown. Uptown funk you up, hey. Uptown funk you up, uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up, uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up, uptown funk you up.
To me, I see no holding back. She said, "Get up and dance with me." This woman is everything. She said, "Get up and dance with me." We were victims of the night, a chemical, physical kryptonite, helpless to the base and the fading light. Oh, we were bound to get together, bound to get together. She took my arm, I don't know how it happened. We hit the floor and she said, "Oh, don't you dare go back, just keep your eyes on me." I said, "No holding back." She said, "Get up and dance with me." This woman is my destiny. She said, "Ooh, get up and dance with me." Ow! Her body is the race and some beat up streets. I just go take to Juliet to Heenay Street. I felt it in my chest when she looked at me. Oh, we were bound to get together, bound to get together. She took my arm, I don't know how it happened. We hit the floor and she said, "Yeah, oh, don't you dare back, just keep your eyes on me." I said, "No holding back." She said, "Get up and dance with me." This woman is my destiny. She said, "Ooh, get up and dance with me." Oh, you better
need some more ladies out here dancing with Caryn. I know that.
There's no place I'd rather be. We set out on a mission to find our inner peace, make it everlasting. So nothing's incomplete. With every step we take, Kyoto to way, strolling so casually. We're different and the same. Yeah, you another way. Switch up the battery. There's no place I'd rather be.
All right, how's everybody feeling out there?